Hi guys, this is Mr. Mark, and today I'm going to show you how to open Broadcaster software, how to set it up and get it running so you can capture video and use it for whatever it is you want to use video for. Let's get started. Now to do this, I created a website that is going to give you some setup information. So first let me tell you a little bit about it. Using my website, OBS allows you to stream your favorite video platform, record video directly to your computer, or enable a virtual camera to use with any communications platform such as Google Meet or Zoom or Microsoft Teams. This website is just going to teach you the basics because there's so much you can do with it. So it is evolving, this website, so please be patient with me as I add more stuff to it on a daily basis. So looking at the website here, I put what you see when you open up the program nowadays, because this is changing. OBS changes all the time too. So up at the top you have your menu commands like you do with most programs, and then down at the bottom you have some different settings. And when you go to the website's just going to point this out for you, and it's going to show you different things. Starting at the bottom on the left side is where you have your virtual scenes that you use. You can change from one scene fairly easy to another scene just by clicking the scenes, the different things in the scenes. Also next to that is where you add your sources, where you add your microphones, where you add your cameras, where you add different inputs, video, audio, images, and things like that. You add them in the sources part, and each scene can have multiple sources. You have your, like my intro scene has a camera and a microphone. My present scene has me on the right side of the page, and on the left it shows the webcam. And then this one here just shows the website. So scenes contain multiple sources for all sorts of things. Now over to the right of that is the audio mixer, and the audio mixer is where you view your audio levels for the different audio inputs that you get coming in to OBS, whether it's a microphone or whether it's some kind of background music or something like that, or maybe audio from a video game or a video or something like that. You'll see how the audio's performing, if it's peaking out, if it's going into the red, or if it stays in the green, or if it's moving into the yellow whenever you speak louder, or softer. So next to that is our scene transition. On OBS here you'll see the scene transition. It's usually next to audio by default, but you know, you can move these around, and I move mine around quite often. Then you can see the status of your stream or your recording or your computer resources used. Is it working okay? You can find this out here. And then next to that is your is the buttons and switches that you can click to control everything in OBS. You have your streaming controls, your broadcast controls, your stop recording, your start recording, your virtual camera, and then the settings. And the settings is really important, and the settings is what I'm going to talk about right now. Okay, to get started, I want to start out with the control panel. So let's just go using the website, go to the setup menu. It says open the settings panel. It says OBS can be set up many different ways. The setup is the easiest for most students and teachers. This is the only way being demonstrated on this website at this time. In the future I'll do other things, but this is your control panel, and it shows you on the left side at the top, it shows you your streaming. This is where you start streaming. You push the button, and if your broadcast is set up correctly, you'll just start streaming to the internet. And that's a class in itself, and that's not going to be taught in this video, not today. Start recording is what I'm doing right now. I press the record button, and my OBS is recording exactly what I'm saying right now. The virtual camera is a nifty little trick where you use your output of OBS. You're bringing in your video and you set up your scene and you got all your sources and everything in there, and you can output everything as a virtual camera to some other service. For instance, for Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams, or Zoom, or something like that. And OBS can be input into all of these different services, which is pretty cool with the virtual camera. On the down at the bottom is the where you do your settings, and that's where you open your settings panel, and that's what we're going to look at next. Now, when you open your settings panel, on the left side of the panel, you can see I've color coded these so you can see these easier. You have your stream controls when you're going to be streaming, which we're not going to do right now, but in the future I'm going to bring that up later. When you would set up your stream controls here. Your output controls is where does OBS send your video, and how is it getting there, and we'll go over that in a minute. Your audio controls, your video controls, and then your advanced controls. So let's scroll down just a little bit. So here are your stream settings. This is what I was talking about. To stream to a specific platform such as Twitch or YouTube, you must select it from the service drop-down menu and adjust the platform settings according to your service provider. And let's see, let's go down again. So then we have our output settings. Set the output mode, and this is for the students, you know, for my middle school students. Set the output mode to simple. For recording, ignore the streaming settings. Don't even touch that. Don't try to confuse yourself with it. We're going to simple. You have simple and advanced output control modes. We're just going to do simple for now to keep it simple. Just like that. So in the yellow, so it goes output, and then it goes from streaming. Streaming controls are at the top, and below that are the recording controls. This is what we're going to focus on in the future. And this is the recording. This is the recording path that we're looking at. The path, when it says recording path, and that's this box right here, this green box. So when it talks about the recording path, it's where in your computer are you sending the video output from OBS. For example, you can see mine goes to my account, to a video folder, to the 2021-22 school year folder, to the Google folder, and to the Google Sites folder, at least in this one here. Number 2, it says the recording quality, so I have it the same as the stream, so my computer doesn't have to work too hard, because when it starts to working, your computer starts dropping frames and it gets jittery and things just don't work really well. And then the recording format, keep it at MP4. It's really simple when you do that. Default is MKV. That won't play on certain video players. So MP4 is what you should set the recording to. Now, before I get too carried away into this part, let me go ahead and show you what my settings look like in mine. I can't turn off the infinity display. Not today. I don't want to mess with it. Okay, so here's my these are my general setting. This is my stream setting. This is my output setting, and this is the part that we're talking about right now. When we were looking at the website. So this is my recording path here. So if I just click on it, I would be able to set my recording. I'd be able to show you my recording path, but I can't show you right now because I'm actually recording. But you can see it's going to videos, 2021, OBS, and if I bring in another window here, I can actually show you that setup. This is my file manager, and it's going to videos, 21-22 school year, OBS setup, and then to the video folder. And that's the path, and that's what it's talking about. Where on your computer are you sending this? And you can see I have my recording format set for MP4. Make sure yours is set for that as well. Okay, let's look at some other settings that I got going on here. So we looked at our output settings and our recording path. Audio, I only want your audio from what we add. So I'm going to show you how to add audio in a minute, but not yet. But everything here should be disabled. Disabled, disabled, disabled. If it says default, click it and change it to disabled. Video. So sometimes you have to play around with this to make sure that if your computer's lagging, you need to lower the resolution, because your computer might be working too hard to convert whatever your camera is to a certain resolution. So it should match your camera from my experience, which could be wrong. So if I'm wrong, somebody tell me down in the comments or come up to me and let me know that I've made a mistake. The next thing is the advanced. Now this is where the only thing you really need to set on the advanced is the file name formatting. And I call it whatever it is I'm working on. If I'm working on Google, then I might call it some kind of Google name, like Google Slides 1, Google Slides 2. I'm working on OBS setup right now, and I'm calling this OBS setup. So when I produce my my videos, they automatically get named OBS. And right now, OBS setup 6 is being recorded. So once I click stop, this will turn into a video that looks like this, and then I can do other things with it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you starting from scratch with nothing, how to set things up starting from scratch. So over here we have our simple scene. So let's say I want to add a camera, so I would click on my camera. So where's my video capture device, and I would call it cam 1, just like that. And I don't want to use that. I'm going to use this camera here, and there we go. That one's working great on this display. And I also want to add a microphone, so let's add an audio input capture. Now, I'm not really sure what's going to happen when I add this microphone, because I'm using it someplace else as well, but I guess if I'm not recording, it should be okay. So and that's how I do it. You guys see that? So let me double click again so you can see these pop up. You can see what camera I'm using, and then just click OK, and the microphone is the same. So these two set up, this is basically all you need to start a video and record it. So let's go to the settings mode. So let's open up the settings and see what settings we have. So I don't have to worry about general. I don't have to worry about streaming because I'm just recording. So let's go to output. So let's say I want to add a different video. So let's go ahead and look at this. So this is what pops up when I'm ready to move things around. So, and you can see, so here's my PC. This is my C drive here. And then my videos are in my video folder. And there's the 2021 folder. And where's my OBS? Here's my OBS folder. Here's my OBS setup folder. And I had things in video. So I'm going to create a new folder just for this right here. And I'm going to call it demo. Just like that. And I'm going to open it up. And then I'm going to select the folder. And that's it. That's how you get your output to go where do you want it in, wherever you want it in your computer. So I'm not going to touch recording quality. Let's keep things simple, but make sure this doesn't say MKV. Make sure it says MP4. And I usually just click apply after every one. Audio, as I said before, set to disabled, 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 disabled. Video, whatever doesn't slow your computer down. So I'm going 1920 by 1080 by 30 frames per second. And then this one here, I'm going to call this, instead of OBS setup, I'm going to call this demo. Just like that. And then I'm going to click apply. Just like that. So this is my demo mode. So let's say I have something else I want to show in this mode here, but I have a web page and I want to show the web page instead of my picture. So I would need to create a scene for that. So let's create a scene for that. I'm gonna call this scene number 2. Click OK, but there's nothing there. So let's add my video capture device. Now you can see I already have a camera here, so I'm just gonna keep using that. I'm gonna click add existing and click cam 1. And then I'm going to add my microphone, my audio input capture. And I'm going to go add existing, then press mic 1. Just like that, and there it is. It's already bringing stuff in. But maybe I don't want my camera, so I turn it off here, and let's add a display capture. Display capture, and we'll call this left display, because I have more than one display, so I'm just gonna call it left display, like that. And it's there, but so also is the OBS. I'm just gonna select it, but it's really big, so I wanna let's shrink it down first so we can capture, see what we're doing with it. Okay, so you see this is my OBS over here, and I don't want that to be part of it. And this is my web page over here, and this is the one that I really want to use. So I'm gonna crop this. So the way you crop is you press the Alt button, ALT is right next to the space button, and you just slide it over like this, and you kind of position it in the corner. Then you put it here. Now, if I want, I can turn my camera back on like this, and I'm back. But where am I? I'm way over there. So for now, let's put the camera on top, and let's crop it. Let's crop this camera. So to make sure I don't grab stuff inadvertently, I'm going to lock these settings down here at the bottom. Now I'm going to grab this. I'm going to hold Alt as I slide it over here like this, and then I'm going to grab it over here, slide it like that, and then I'm just going to move it over out of the way, crop it just a little bit more. There we go. Oh, that's looking nice. I think maybe it's nice. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks it's nice. And there, now I can do my display on this on the web display, or whatever it is I want to do it on. And that worked beautifully. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, let me know, but I'm gonna move on to the next topic, switching scenes. So let's look at our scene here. This is one scene down here, and then I'm just going to click it, boop, and I switch to the other scene. Boop, click to the other scene. Works great, don't it? There's my scene transition over here. Here's my swipe. Let's do it like this. Hey, we're gonna do swipe. Okay, so let's swipe. Let's swipe again. Swipe, swipe again. That's how the scene transition works. So we have scenes, we have sources, we have our audio mixer, controls. We're making progress today, but I need to go to bed. So thanks for watching up to this point. If you have any questions, send me an email and I will get back to you. Thank you very much. Goodbye and good night.